Oh, y'all heard that mouth pop? I don't know where that came from. But anyway, what's goody to any and everybody who may be listening? We're going to be calling that energy back. That good old energy, my soul energy. We're going to be calling these light sparks back. We're going to be decreeing and declaring their return to the mother, the father, and the child, which is myself. We're going to be calling these pieces back now. Now let's get back on this money, honey, because a lot of my light sparks had been caught up in this money, the circulation of money, the computer systems, the databases, the banks, and everything of this nature. But we are going to be focusing specifically on the symbolism on the dollar, or on the $5, on all the symbolism on this money. You heard that rooster, honey? Did you hear him? He trying to alert you, girl. Now let's get started, baby. Okay. Let's go ahead and get on this dollar symbolism, baby. I decree and declare every single bit of my soul energy, all of my light sparks, and all of my babies removed from up out of that pyramid that's up on that dollar, that's up on that $1 bill. All of my light sparks removed immediately from up out of that pyramid that's on that dollar. I decree and declare the eye, that eye that's sitting on the top of that pyramid, removed from that eye, and just that peak as well. Okay, I decree and declare all of my light sparks and all of my soul energy, all of my babies who like to fly through and swim and things of this nature, up out of that pyramid and returned to me immediately. Okay, that's mine. It ain't yours. You stole it. You individuals in this brotherhood, and the individuals that's over you, because again, you ain't nothing but work. Y'all workers. Okay. I decree and declare all of my babies, all of my light sparks, my soul energy removed from the sun and the clouds that are in the background of this pyramid. Okay, the waters underneath the pyramid, the phrases annuit, coeptis, novus, ordo seclorum, in God we trust, and the great seal. I decree and declare all of my light sparks. Oh, that rooster's still going. That rooster ain't been talking all day. Ain't been making no noise. Now I want to make noise. I decree and declare all of my light sparks coming up out of all them phrases and them chants and them spells, them incantations y'all got up on that dollar. Annuit, coeptis, novus, ordo seclorum. That in God we trust, because in what God do you trust? That reptile king? And the great seal. All of my motherfucking light sparks coming up out of that great seal. All of my soul energy coming the fuck up out of that great seal and returning back home to the mother, the father, and the child immediately. Okay? Let's get on into them Roman numerals that are at the base of the pyramid, which translates to the year 1776. All of my light sparks and all my soldiers caught up in look, all of my soul in my baby, all of my light sparks that are caught up in the year 1776 be removed and returned to the mother, the father, and the child. Let's get into this eagle because my counterpart and I were eagles. We were both rulers. Up on our posts, we sat in our chairs with the world stage in between us. Okay, let's get the. I decree and declare all of my light sparks coming up out of that eagle that's printed on that dollar. Okay. You know the eagle I'm talking about, the one that's holding them branches, the olive branches, with arrows in the other hand, or the what you call them things? The talons. Okay. All of my light sparks coming up out of those talons, up out of those arrows, and that olive branch. Okay. I decree and declare all of my light sparks coming up out of that 13 striped shield. All of my soul energy coming up out of that shield and returning home to the mother, the father, and the child, which is myself, baby. Okay. Let's get on that, the shield, the key, and that 13-star chevron with the Libra scale. All of my light sparks coming up out of that symbol as well. And returning home to the mother, the father, and the child. I decree and declare this to be effective immediately. This is a command. You have no choice, girl. My babies. Bring my babies home. Okay. I decree and declare all of my light sparks, my soul energy, and my babies coming up out of that Department of the Treasury 1789 stamp. Okay. And returning home to the mother, the father, and the child. Myself. Let's get on this seal. The seal of the President of the United States. Whatever the fuck you call that. Mind you that all of this is witchcraft. All of this is spells written in those symbols on that dollar. Okay? So, we talking about that seal with the eagle in it. The wings. My light sparks coming up out of that whole eagle. Coming up out the wings. The 13 striped shield. I decree and declare my light sparks coming up out of that sacred geometry. Okay, that's on top of the eagle's head. And returning home to the mother, the father, and the child. Okay, I decree and declare the phrase E pluribus unis. My light sparks coming up out of that spell, that witchcraft, that dark magic. You stealing soul energy and putting it up in this money that you dare to have me poor and living in motherfucking homeless shelters while you circulated money around to these motherfucking people and didn't think to even be fair or even be balanced. All of my light sparks coming up out of every single bit of that symbolism on every single baby, every dollar, and this phrase E pluribus unis, that witchcraft. Okay, I'm talking about any and all leaves, fruit, and vegetation. I decree and declare all of my light sparks coming up out of all them symbols, all those pictures y'all got up on that dollar, that them spells and that witchcraft that y'all got going on. All of my light sparks, all of my soul energy coming up out of it and returning home to the mother, the father, and the child. Let's move on. I already said the eagle's talons. And especially the feathers that are at the bottom. The feathers that are situated at the bottom of that seal of the who? Well, you call him a president. Baby, that's a plant. That's somebody being used. That's somebody not qualified to be in the position that they are in. Okay. All of my light sparks, all of my soul energy coming up out of that whole entire seal. Okay. I decree and declare all of my light sparks, every single one of them, all of my soul energy coming up out of the Lincoln Memorial Building, printed on the $10 bill. I decree and declare again that all of my light sparks that are caught up within the symbolism of the Lincoln Memorial Building, printed on the $10 bill, removed, and making its way home to the mother, the father, and the child, which is myself, darling. Let's move on down to that torch. That torch on the $10 bill. I decree and declare all of my light sparks, all of my soul energy exiting this symbolism, this witchcraft that y'all got printed on that $10 bill, and returning home to the mother, the father, and the child. That's the American flag. I decree and declare all of my light sparks coming up out of that American flag and returning home to the mother, the father, and the child. Not only the flag that's printed on the $10 bill, but the actual flag. Okay. Let's get on down to that Federal Reserve District Shield. Seal. Every state. It don't matter what state it is. The Federal Reserve District Seal. Every state. I decree and declare that my light sparks and my soul energy is coming the fuck up out of every single state as it pertains to this Federal Reserve District Seal, and returning home to the mother, the father, and the child. All of my babies that y'all stole and put up in this motherfucking money. And I just, for the life of me, I cannot get past how y'all did not have the decency to be fair and balanced. You wanted to be greedy and steal my shit and split it amongst you motherfuckers who didn't even know how to regenerate it. All of my light sparks, all of my soul energy coming up out of that shit and returning home to the mother, the father, and the child. Okay. Now let's get on down to this. Washington, D.C. is printed on every single one of these bills. Take all of my light sparks. I decree and declare all of my light sparks and soul energy coming up out of that Washington, D.C. As a matter of fact, let's talk about the location, the physical location of Washington, D.C. All of my light sparks, all of my soul energy coming the fuck up out of that location, period. But let's just stick to the word that's written on the dollar. Coming up out of that and returning home to the mother, the father, and the child. Okay. Let's go ahead and talk about the White House. All of my light sparks, my soul energy coming the fuck up out of the White House. The real physical White House, but the White House printed in that symbol on that dollar, that witchcraft that y'all got going on, where y'all rendered me poor at the bottom in a motherfucking homeless shelter, running around getting cans and bottles just to get cash to feed myself or to sustain myself, and even putting me in a motherfucking boy body, using a Romula to put me in a boy body. All of my light sparks coming the fuck up out of that White House, the real physical location, underground, as well as the White House that's printed on that, I think it's a $20 bill, where it's printed at. removed up out of there and coming on home to the mother, the father, and the child. Because y'all had some motherfucking nerve. Okay. And look, let's get on down to this, the flag that's printed on the front of the $50 bill. Take all my motherfucking light sparks up out of that flag, up out of every single bit of symbolism that's printed on that $50 bill. I don't even got to go back and name them. Take all of my light sparks and soul energy the fuck up out of them $50 bills and bring them home to the mother, the father, and the child, which is, of course, myself, the birther of the whole universe, baby. Okay, this 3D security ribbon that's on the $100 bill, that blue ribbon. I decree and declare all of my light sparks, all of my soul energy coming up out of that blue security ribbon, that 3D security ribbon that's woven into the $100 bill, and returning home to the mother, the father, and the child, which is myself. Girl. Okay. And I decree and declare all of my light sparks and my soul energy coming the fuck up out of that, the symbolism of the Independence Hall. Okay. As well as the Declaration of Independence that's written on that $100 bill. Every single piece, every single bit of that witchcraft and dark magic and spells and chants and incantations that y'all got printed up on that $100 bill, my light sparks are not to be used for that, to fuel that. I decree and declare that my light sparks are removed from every single bit of the symbolism that's printed on the $100 bill. Okay. And return home to the mother, the father, and the child. Let's get on down to this, and I'm talking about any and all numbers and serial numbers. My light sparks coming up out of any and all numbers printed on any denomination of the dollar and or the serial numbers. I decree and declare any and all letters. My light sparks coming up out of any and all letters that are printed up on any denomination of currency. Okay. I decree and declare any and all names and signatures. My light sparks are coming up out of any and all names and signatures written and printed upon that witchcraft, that money, and returning home to the mother, the father, and the child. Myself, of course. Any and all presidents on or off the dollar. I decree and declare that my light sparks are coming the fuck up out of these strangers. I don't know them. They're thieves. I decree and declare all of my light sparks coming up out of any and all presidents on or off the dollar and returning home to the mother, father, and the child, the originator, the source of this whole projection, myself. Okay. Any and all plants, vines, and vegetation. My light sparks coming up out of any and all plants, vines, and vegetation printed up on any denomination of currency. Any and all colors, because y'all had the nerve to put some color up on these dollars. Y'all had the nerve to print the color. I decree and declare my light sparks coming up out of the colors. Any and all colors. Any and all watermarks. Strangely enough, I saw webs. I'm seeing webs on some of these dollars. I decree and declare that any of my light sparks caught up in any webs and sacred geometry printed on any denomination of currency, U.S. currency, international, it does not matter, coming the fuck up out of there and returning home to the mother, the father, and the child. Myself. Okay? And look, that little phrase, this note is a legal tender for all debts, private and public. I decree and declare all of my light sparks coming up out of that bullshit spell, that witchcraft and that dark magic, that my light sparks are not to be used for no motherfucking dark magic, and return home to the mother, the father, and the child. Now, let's just talk about this. The date of July 4th, 1776, I decree and declare all of my light sparks caught up in anything to have to do with that date. Independence Day, whatever you want to call it. Removed. All of my light sparks removed from the energy of that date. All of my light sparks and soul energy that is caught up in the energy of that date removed and brought home to the mother, father. Thank you. Bye-bye.